Okay, this tutorial is going to show you how to cut and manipulate terrain around pre-existing houses, and that the terrain really doesn't have a lot of vertices in it, and you're really trying to get something lined up. This might be a long tutorial, so bear with me as I'm going to go through and create a real quick house. And here we go, and I hope everything works out. If not, I'm sure you can figure the rest out. Okay, on the left side, I just created my grid. It's going to be at 64. I like snapping to grids. Makes your life completely easier. This is the front view. This is my house. Wow, look at that. Big ugly square thing. We're going to go ahead and move the base of the house up to 0. On my left screen, you can move this up and down. Sometimes you can't. Don't worry. That's the front. There's the side. And there's my top. I'm going to go back to the front. And I'm going to press my X. We're going to cut. And we're just going to select that point and somewhere over here. And we're going to press enter. We're going to accept the cut. If you don't like the cut, you press escape, press X again, and recut. Or you can just toggle the button. We're going to cut this here, and we're going to cut this here. See, I cut the wrong direction. You typically want to cut in a clockwise direction. Think about a clock where you start here. This is your starting point to cut, and it's going to be your ending point. You can't necessarily cut from here to go across, because typically when you do that, it ends 180 degrees. So if we're going to cut this section, we're going to press X, cut, cut. If you understood what I said, good. If you didn't, just keep trying to figure it out. There's a simple methodology to doing that. Okay, we got that, and we're going to just, if I make the house hollow now, it's going to create really, really thick walls, 64 wide. I don't want that. We're going to change the grid to an 8, and we're going to hollow it out. I'm going to press escape. There's my house. I'm not going to go through and make the corners perfect or whatever. Let's change our view to the top, and we're also going to create some terrain. Just make a big piece of terrain. Zoom in a little bit. Change our grid to probably a 2 so I can get this lined up a little bit better. There we go. I got that lined up. Let's go back to a 16. The way I do things is a little different than most people, so don't freak out. You're going to have to do everything the way I'm doing it. Let's get our terrain selected. And you want rolling hills and stuff alongside of a house, and you don't want it protruding through the house, and you have to change the vertices in the house to match the outside, put a fence around it, put some wall around it to hide what you made a mistake on. So let's do it the actual proper way. I created the terrain. Now it's going to get a terrain mesh. I'm going to make it 6 by 8, whatever it may be. Notice how all these editing points of these vertices are away from the house. That's what I want. This is perfect. Let's go ahead and press V. Yeah, there's nothing really touching the house, and what's going to be inside the house is going to be gone. Okay. Select it, Shift, left click, and we're going to press Y. But before we do that, let's change our grid lower, because if I'm going to manipulate the paint height, I don't want that paint height to be jumping all the way up to the top of the house as I change it. The lower the grid and paint height, the better the better off it's going to look. Okay, change my grid to a 2. Press Y. 1, the inner radius, 16, 80. We're going to paint the height. We're not doing any other patch manipulation with other patches that are not selected. Okay, so we got a little circle here. As you can see, only one vertex is showing up here because there's a lot of vertices spread all over. So if that's the case, the outer radius you can change, might get 1 or 2. That's fine there. Let's go ahead and hold our alternate down. We're going to right click, we're going to raise your terrain. It's going too slow for you. Pick up the 2, go a little quicker. I really recommend getting a lot of vertices in a terrain patch as much as you possibly can. The smoother, the better of a terrain look you're going to get. Okay, that's fine for now. If we go inside the house, boom, you run into this problem. Okay, let's fix that. Select our terrain, press our vertices, V key. Let's see, which vertices can we cut around? Well, looks like these are away from the house. And this is inside the house, but we can still work with that because we can actually shift these vertices around. Holding the shift key down, left clicking, that's the vertices I want to cut. Yeah, these are the ones. Patch, split. I just split this section from this section. Now let's cut these out. Patch, split. Patch, split. Split. It should be good. Okay, now that we have our vertices cut the way we need them, I unselected the vertices for now, and I'm going to venture inside the house we'd made hollow. Yep. Okay. Let's go ahead and press escape. We're going to click on each one of these and look at our outside overall picture. Yeah, that kind of looks like exactly what we need, so we're going to hit the backspace. Don't worry about a little piece of section sticking through your wall here, because we're going to fix that. I'm sure many of you ran into this problem, and this is where we're going to get rid of it right now. Okay, let's go ahead and select our vertices that we want to move. Press V to get the vertices up and on the screen here. Now this is where it gets really kind of tricky and really touchy. Change your grid to something where it's not really too minute but not too great of a shift or a move. We're going to go to 16 for this. And if we need to change our view, press the Z key. And on the right screen, let's just wheel mouse in. And I believe I'm on this corner. Yeah. COD Radiant is really touchy about vertices. Sometimes you have to unselect and deselect it again to get it to work proper. It's not my fault. I didn't do it, man. Okay. Then we have that vertice selected. I just clicked on it. We're just going to go ahead and shift it over to the corner. Let's do the next one. Sometimes COD Radiant really doesn't like to do this, so you have to keep selecting your patch and reselecting the vertice. Sometimes you have to really move in real close to get to where you want it to go. Okay, there's that. It's getting really close to the house. Got to keep doing that. It's too much. If that's too much, change your grid to a lower grid. I go through this each time I do a map, so I'm really used to having to reselect everything again. Okay, now it's lined up with the corner. Let's go to this one. Line this up with the actual corner there. It's lined up with the house. Line up. Zoom in. Okay, that's good to go there. If you notice, I just goofed up on this corner, so we're going to press Control Z and back out of that, what I just did. Why? Because I didn't have this patch selected too. So we're going to press V. Probably have to zoom in a little better. And we got them both selected. Let's get it there in the corner. As you can see, we're slowly moving the vertices in. Just keep doing that till you get them right to the point where you need a good lineup with the house. Sometimes you have to change your grid to 1, literally, to get it to line up. I don't like things protruding through, so the better lined up it is, the better professional looking you're going to have. That's lined up with the house. I'm going to go ahead and finish doing all these. This side here. We're going to select all these and we're actually going to have to connect some vertices here, but this is even better. This is turning out the way we wanted it. I'm goofing up on purpose so we can show you exactly what snapping vertices and cutting them into something. Get this lined up to our wall. Yeah, this tutorial might be a little long and boring for some people, but others it might be really helpful. That one's not selecting, so we're going to have to just reselect every patch again. Let's just right there. Right there. So now as you can see, we're starting to line this up all the way around. Look inside. Nothing's really touching anything. We got all this. Now we're going to line this one up here with this one here. Let's go ahead and press Control click. I got to reselect everything again. Press V. Zoom in. Now that we have that lined, that's going to be pretty much the end of it. You can also go back and realign everything. Make sure nothing's really protruding through a wall, touching a wall, because sometimes your terrain meshes are going to distort or bleed the texture you're going to put on them. Let's go ahead and press the V again, get rid of the vertices. We're just going to add some ground. Just going to pick something basic. And that's going to be our ground. Looks kind of small. Press the S. Let's cap it. Get out of that. Look inside our building. Nothing's coming through, but yet everything is aligned up along the wall. I see we have a little line right here. So let's go ahead and select these two. Press our V. If you notice, you can see the two vertices. This is what we're going to connect. Control, left click. Control K. Select them both using Control, left mouse. Then press Control K. We're going to connect. I don't know if these two are unaligned or not. I can't see from this corner. But it doesn't appear that nothing's unseamed. Keep going along. Make sure all these are pretty well lined up, and it appears that we have that. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.